Griffin. This is my final exam PowerPoint for my EDU146 class. We are going over the child guidance. Overview of this will be discussing risk factors and how positive guidance strategies can reverse the adverse impact child development and learning. Some risk factors: environmental, trauma, home life, biological, gender, poor nutrition, low birth weight, substance abuse, if they're or in early infancy, genetics, special and exceptional needs, and then poverty, food insecurity, or poor housing situations. Of suspension or expulsion in preschool. In child care centers, expulsion rates are 13 times in the K through 12 classrooms, with as many as 39% of child care providers reporting at least one expulsion in the past year. Exclusionary discipline practices deprive children of valuable early learning experiences and teach them to believe that there is something wrong or bad about them. When children are excluded from learning environments by being suspended or expelled, they miss valuable educational opportunities that are great of diminished opportunities. Many studies have found that children who are expelled or suspended are more likely to experience academic failure and grade retention, dropout of high school, and face juvenile incarceration than those who are not. So what's the impact of timeout? Timeout, it teaches children that when they struggle, we do not want to be around them until they can behave in a way that is pleasing to us. When children are challenging, reprimanding, leaving them in suffering alone. When our children act out, they are telling us in challenging and uncivil and, more than likely ways that wouldn't, that they have an unmet need. A child in timeout, it 9 times out of 10 makes the child angrier. Decreases our child's capacity to develop effective coping. Some of my experience within the classroom has shown that, taking a timeout or using the timeout method, it does make children angrier. It doesn't help them cope, and it doesn't help them learn how to express their emotions or, get effective coping skills. But more than likely, it is because they don't have their needs met, is off with them, and they don't know how to acting out as a challenging behavior. So the new tool that has come out is called Time In. The positive parenting tool called Time In, or a positive, is when a child that is having a difficult moment is kindly invited to sit somewhere nearby a caregiver to express their feelings and to calm down, catch their breath. During the time in, parents are encouraged to emphasize with the child's feelings and often just quiet connection, all that is needed until their storm has passed. It doesn't mean that you must let your child behavior that's inappropriate. The time in gives you the opportunity to really connect and then address whatever change needs to be made. So the impact of time, different guidances. What is the difference between, just as a few on this chart? It's self-esteem. It humiliates, degrades, hurts, angers, frustrates, thwarts their efforts, embarrasses, discourages, belittles, socially abandons, and denies affection. Guidance, on the other spectrum of this, it builds self-esteem. It strengthens your character. It respects them. It respects their boundaries. It could heal whatever it is, a disturbance. It gives them hope. It models good coping skills. And, coping skills is one of the things that they're not able to do. All behavior is a form of communication. They are trying to communicate something with you. So, this, where you guide them, models the way to things. It enables efforts, gives confidence, encourages, improves their self-image, creates trust, gives emotional, and it's more loving and caring. Now, positive guidance strategies harness the power of culturally responsive teacher-child relationships to help children learn and succeed. Unlike exclusionary discipline practices, which removes children from their learning setting, positive guidance practices focuses on supporting children's ability to manage emotions and their behaviors, make good choices, and be responsible in caring members of their classroom community. Educators who ignore with developmentally appropriate expectations of children, set consistent routines, and who encourage, teach, and model self-regulation, problem solving, and feeling talk spend much less time managing children's challenging behavior. So what are some of the positive guidance strategies you can do? You can provide, explain, and positively reinforce rules, routines, and smooth transitions so children understand expectations. You acknowledge what children are doing well to support their efforts and positive behaviors. Don't acknowledge the negative behaviors because that's drawing more attention to the undesirable behavior. Acknowledge what positive things they're doing. Support children's efforts to identify feelings in themselves and others. Calm down and problem solve. A lot of times the need may be that they don't feel supported. Supporting that can help them calm down. And then build relationships with families to support communication and to learn about and better understand a child's experiences that may impact their behavior in the classroom. If you can build a strong relationship with that child, you can learn what their triggers are, what you can do, what does calm them down. But if you also can build a relationship with their families, their parents, guardian, whoever drops them off, they can also give you that insight to the things that trigger them at home, what could be going on at home that could, be causing an outburst or a behavior or anything along those lines. But if you don't build the strong relationship, it's not going to have any impact and it's not going to affect the behavior. It's not going to make it better. So, impact of adverse childhood experiences. When a person experiences strong, frequent, or prolonged adversity, such as physical or emotional abuse, chronic neglect, caregiver or substance abuse or mental illness, exposure to violence, or the accumulated burdens of family and economic hardship, it can have profound negative effects on the mind and body. Toxic stress experienced in early childhood, from the ages of 0 to 17, referred to as adverse childhood experiences, or ACEs, has been linked to chronic health problems, mental illnesses, and substance abuse as that child grows to become an adult. Experiencing the ACEs increases the risk of negative health outcomes later in life, including obesity, diabetes, depression, heart disease, cancer, and even stroke. ACEs can affect student learning and behavior in the classroom. Children with 3 or more ACEs are 5 times more likely to have attendance issues, 6 times more likely to have behavior problems, and 3 times more likely to experience academic failure. And these are my references for my PowerPoint. And that's everything.